celebration of life for John. I'm sure he appreciates it. I've known John, since basically since I met Marcy, and John's been like a second dad to me. Right from our first meeting, it's he was never one of those kind of guys that's you're not good enough for my daughter sort of thing, right? He treated me from family, just like family from the get-go. John was a fiercely independent man, and he loved hunting, right? Nobody could have a conversation with John without hunting or shooting coming up. It's just impossible. He loved his hunting buddies. His hunting buddies loved him, right? He was always helping out. They relied on him. We relied on him. Hunting and outdoors was his passion, and he was always planning that next trip or the next season. My last conversation with him, and pretty much every conversation with him, was talking about he's ready to go up north to the hunt property and do the next project, do the next work. He'll be sorely missed at deer camp. Other than a hunter, John was a great teacher. He taught me many new skills and things. Hunting, of course. He taught me how to process a deer. Firearms, reloading, woodworking. Me and him built a bed together. Working on cars, automotive repair stuff. He loved games. I don't know how many games me and him learned together, just trying them out. Landscaping, we both had a passion for the gardens and building decks and that kind of stuff, and just general construction. I learned a lot from him, and he was a jack of all trades, and I wish I had more time with him to learn more. Up next, we're going to have Marcy say a few words.
Hello, everyone. Thank you also for coming. It's greatly appreciated. My dad was a very large influence in my life and helped to shape who I am today. He was always there for me when I needed someone, and he'd give advice also. And like Jason said, he would help anyone who needed a helping hand. He was always there, and he loved hunting any season, and loved his yellow labs. And he was also a very good and loyal friend, and he will be missed dearly. And Parkinson's stole him from us too soon, but he's now free, and may he rest in peace. Thank you, guys.
Now my mom will say a few words and read a poem.
Hi. Not to reiterate everything that everybody else has said, but I got down just a few things about my memories. I've known John for the better part of 20 years. There's far too many memories to put into just a couple of months, too. He didn't deserve what he got at the end of his life, the pain, the loss of independence, and the terror that he lived through with the Parkinson's. It was just horrible. One of the things I noticed about him first was his great smile, that devilish look he had, and it was really evident on Virginia Beach one day when we went down there for a wine tasting, after Marcy and Jason's wedding, and he had no problem talking with the women. I mean, they flocked to him as well as he flocked to them. So he was smart, knew his own mind. You didn't argue with him because you knew you was going to lose it. There just wasn't no way to win an argument with him. So, like Jason said, he was great at games. He could count dominoes faster than a math whiz. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. And he loved playing. He usually won. We used to play in larger groups with my kids, and they was always married couples, so I got paired with John. And because we were the two odd people at the table, but that was all right. I really didn't mind because he was a great player at games, like he said, like Jason said, and he just loved it. He really did. So he could fix almost anything. He helped put in our new kitchen at another house. He put in a wood floor in my kitchen. He helped hang cabinets. He was really, really handy. And I'm not even going to touch on the hunting because it was, but he loved his dogs, like Marcy said. But as much as he loved hunting, as much as he loved his dogs, there was one thing he loved more, and that was this girl. We would, if they were having any problems at all, or if anything wasn't going just so, it was always Jason's fault. It was never Marcy's. So, I've never met a father that talked with more pride or more love than he did of Marcy. I actually admired that about him because that's the way I love my kids, and I admire anybody that does. So I loved him. I'll miss him dearly. I was looking for a poem to read today, and the poem I found, the one that touched me, was one that I think he would say to her. If he could talk to her just one last time, I think he'd say something like this. He says, when I come to the end of my journey and I travel my last weary mile, just forget if you can that I ever frowned and remember only the smile. Forget unkind words I have spoken, remember some good I have done. Forget that I ever had heartache, and remember I've had lots of fun. Forget that I've stumbled and blundered and sometimes fell by the way. Remember I have fought some hard battles and won ere the close of the day. Then forget to grieve for my going. I would not have you sad for a day. Evening, when the sun paints the sky in the west, stand for a few moments beside me and remember only my best.
Thank you, Mom. Now I'd like to ask if there's anybody else that'd like to come up and say a few words. The mic's open. Not you. You sit. You sit. Anybody else? Okay. We're going to have Steve, the funeral director. A lot of people submitted some memories online. You know, John was from out of state. So he's going to read some memories that people posted online for John. Steve?
As Jason said, these memories were left on our website, and maybe people later on when they watch the live stream, those are the same people, so I'll read your memory for you. There's about nine memories that people left, and some of them are great. This first one is from Jared Crawford. Uncle Johnny, I will always love and cherish all my memories from when I was a kid. Visiting family get-togethers in Iowa, Ohio, and the hunting cabin in Virginia. A kind and gentle soul that will forever be missed, but never forgotten. That was from Jared. Thank you, Jared. This next one is from Teresa Keimig. I am the oldest of the 5 Collier siblings. Poor Johnny was surrounded by girls until little brother Charles came along. Because of this, it was Johnny who we called upon when any of us girls needed something. When it came to processing chickens, Mom and we 3 girls would turn our heads and he would be the one to dispatch the chicken. Another time, this is my favorite one. Another time we were in the clover field and found a hole and asked Johnny to put his hand in and see what was in there, naturally. Johnny protested but did it anyway and pulled out 2 baby skunks, which we raised. Growing up on a farm, there was always work to be done, but Johnny was always ready to help. He especially loved 4-H and showing Duroc hogs. He even insisted on sleeping out in the pen with his show sow when she was ready to farrow to ensure safe and healthy piglets. He was gifted in so many areas such as carpentry, landscaping, mechanical and electrical, car repair, baking, and especially loved hunting, bow and rifle. He was especially proud of the playhouse he and Jay constructed for his beloved grandchildren. Johnny was a kind, giving, and loving soul who strove to be like his beloved maternal grandfather, Kilgore. Johnny cherished his daughter, Marcy, and his grandchildren. Family was everything to him. And no one was a stranger to him either. He could strike up a conversation with anyone. We lived so far apart over the years, but the last time we were together, Johnny, myself, and my husband went to his camp at Goshen. Goshen? There he taught me to shoot his rifle, which I had never done. He was so surprised that I was a natural, and I even beat him. My favorite memory from that time was when we were sitting there taking a break, and a doe and her fawn walked slowly in front of us. The mother went ahead, and the fawn hung back for a few minutes. Then the mom came back, and right there in front of us, she nursed her baby without fear. Johnny said he had never experienced that, and it was so special to both of us. I'm missing him with every fiber of my being, but I'm so thankful he is whole again in the arms of those he loved who had gone before him. His beloved mother, grandmother, and grandfather Kilgore